You and Dawn met at Pilates? Is that right? Annie shook her head and laughed. No Pilates for me. I'm a couch potato. These days they play sexy music when I put my clothes on. The book club women exchanged horrified glances. To this hyper-aerobicized, kale-munching crowd, Annie's spare tire was about as funny as cancer or female genital mutilation. Annie flashed a meek smile at Dawn, a telepathic, "You got me into this, so please help me." Dawn had invited Annie, for Christ's sake, but Dawn was busy refilling her wine glass. Half an hour into the evening, and Dawn was already tipsy. If Annie wanted to finally make some friends in this town, she would have to make them on her own. Annie said, "I met Dawn down at the rec center. We bonded while pushing our girls on the swings." Valerie cut to the chase. "So, do you live here in La Jolla, Annie?" San Diego had a strict caste system based on real estate, with picturesque, millionaire-infested La Jolla at its apex. Annie said, "No, we're in Carmel Valley." Valerie simpered, "Oh, how nice for you." A smile surfaced on the lower part of her face, but it did not reach her eyes. Annie guessed that Carmel Valley was too down-market to rate much enthusiasm from Valerie, or maybe she couldn't move the muscles around her eyes, too much Botox. Valerie had had a lot of work done. Somewhere in her 50s, she was the oldest woman in the room by a decade or so. Coming late to Annie's rescue, Dawn chimed in, "Carmel Valley has the best public schools in San Diego." Dawn could throw this bone to Annie without being disloyal to the La Jolla home team. Everyone who mattered in La Jolla sent their kids to private school anyway. Dawn went on, "Education's very important to Annie. She went to Harvard." The other women nodded. Yes, they had heard of Harvard, but Annie sensed it did not have much traction with them. With a sloppy grin, how much red wine had she had? Dawn continued, "Annie's a real brainiac. She's got a doctorate." Crystal, a voluptuous brunette with large blue eyes, asked Annie, "You're a doctor?" Annie answered, "Not a medical doctor. My PhD is in chemistry. I'm a chemist." Crystal brightened. "Oh, so you work at a drugstore?" Annie did a double-take. Was Crystal joking? Did she really not know the difference between a pharmacist and a chemist? The sincere, expectant look on Crystal's face gave Annie her answer. Survey said, "Idiot." Annie explained, "No, I don't have a background in pharmacology. I'm a research chemist." Crystal nodded. "Oh." She didn't have a follow-up question. To be fair, most people didn't. Even back in Annie's hometown, nerd-packed Boston. God, how she missed it. Annie had found that nothing could kill a conversation as quickly as announcing that she was a chemist. It was social napalm. Clearing her throat, Dawn moved things along, saying, "Well, now that Annie has arrived, the gang's all here. Priscilla can't make it. She's off at the spa again." Valerie smirked, asking, "What's she having done this time?" Dawn shrugged. "Another chemical peel." Valerie asked, "How many chemical peels can a person have? If you keep stripping away, don't you hit bedrock at some point?" Crystal piped up, "I tried a chemical peel once." An awkward silence followed this. From the women's faces, Annie could tell that Crystal was not popular with this crowd. Crystal was in her mid-20s. Toddlers like her reminded the other women that no matter how much they tried, they would never look 25 again. These La Jolla women had made heroic efforts to turn back the clock. They kept themselves slim, fit, and impeccably made up, but their features were hardened and angular. Next to a juicy peach like Crystal, they looked like wax fruit, and they knew it. The silence stretched out, and Annie felt a twinge of sympathy for Crystal. Again, Dawn plugged up the silence, saying, "I, for one, am glad our Priscilla takes such good care of herself. She deserves it. She practically runs the Gillespie."